And have you thought of what bread you're going to be serving for this holiday season? I have something for you. This is the Essential Baking Company Artisan Bread Sampler. You're going to get five five packs, actually 6 loaves, and it's M71039, $41.80 with 5 easy pays of $8.36. These each comes in this very special, you're not going to find it anywhere else, essential fresh seal packaging. This keeps your bread fresh for up to 6 months from the time that we manufacture it. We bake it in the bakery. You'll find the best by date on the back of the package, and it will last 6 months in your pantry unopened. Let's walk through the flavors so you see everything that you're going to get. So basically, all of this here is going to come in these packages, individually wrapped. We have sourdough. It is a 12-hour fermentation with a natural starter. All of these, we use natural starters. It has a crisp crust and a chewy center. It's reminiscent of that dinner on the bay in San Francisco, but this is a Seattle sourdough. So it has a unique flavor. Then we have our rosemary bread. Our rosemary bread, we actually have people that hand pick each rosemary, and it's folded into the dough, and sea salt. There's the addition of durum wheat, which gives it this great nutty flavor. It's great for everything. And then we have our French bread. Our French bread is what you imagine going to pick up walking down the street in France and going to that sweet little bakery and picking up that loaf. It has so many uses. It's milder than the sourdough. And then we have our French demi baguettes. These little guys have so many uses. This reminds me of my grandparents' Italian deli in San Francisco. They used to get French loaves like this and French rolls, and they would make these beautiful deli sandwiches loaded up with meats, cold meats, and everything. So delicious. I'll show you some other things that you can do with those in a little bit. And then our garlic bread. This garlic bread is on a sourdough loaf. It comes preloaded with garlic parmesan herb spread. It is amazing. And one of my favorite things to do when it comes, you're going to open it and it comes pre-spread. It's going to stick to each side, but I love to spread it evenly on each side before I put it in the oven, and then you put it on a baking sheet pan. It's one of my favorites. So the Essential Baking Company started nearly 30 years ago by George De Pasquale, and he sold these beautiful loaves in the local farmers markets in Seattle. And what you're seeing on the screen is that essential fresh seal packaging that is going to stay fresh as long as it's unopened. Once it's opened, you're going to preheat your oven to 425 and put the bread on the top rack of the oven or on a baking sheet pan and bake it for 12 to 15 minutes. Then take it out, slice it up, serve it alongside those beautiful steaks or the beautiful crab cakes that are coming up. You can, and what you're going to get is 5 loaves. It's actually 6 loaves. This is N71039, $41.80. Eight, Jonathan's telling me in my ear that we only have 700 of these remaining. And so you got to get on these right away if you want to have them for this holiday season. They'll ship out to you in time. So they come in this essential fresh seal packaging that keeps your bread fresh for up to 6 months unopened. Just take a look at the best by date on the back of the package. And once they're opened, they are going to, it's very simple ingredients. So there's no preservatives at all. And so you'll want to use it right away. If you don't, you can wrap it up in the plastic and store it on your counter for a couple days. You can refresh I have some tips for you. Um, if you if you find that it gets a little bit crispy and hard after it's been out for a little bit, I love to just spritz it a little bit with some water before putting it back in the oven. And it's refreshes it. And so that's like my little secret tip. But let me show you how to bake these actually. So this is the rosemary bread that I have here. You just preheat that oven to 425 and cut open this package. I like to use scissors because it's easier that way. You're going to see the little oxygen absorber packet, just discard that. And then I like to put it directly on the top rack because I like a really crisp crust and chewy in the center. If you're somebody who likes a soft crust, go ahead and try wrapping it in foil. You can also do that spritz technique, add a spritz of water before you put it in there, and it'll make it a little bit softer. But I have baked up, I have one baking in here right now. Um, and so, oh, it's nice and hot, nice rosemary bread. But as you can see, the crust is nice and crisp. And let's cut into that, and you can you can hear that crisp, crunchy bread. And it's soft and chewy in the center. And it's nice and warm. And oh, just the smell that I smell that rosemary. It just reminds me of I have this favorite rosemary bush in my garden that walking by it, it's so aromatic. But I like to just spread butter on this. We served this up on the side of our Thanksgiving dinner. And the rosemary bread we actually used in our stuffing, it was delicious. So take a look at your screen. You're going to see the Essential Fresh Seal packaging. This is our take and bake organic artisan bread sampler. It's USDA certified organic, preservative free. There are no dough softeners or anything in this. It's so easy to bake. It comes par baked. So bake it in the oven on 425. Be sure to preheat it and bake it for 12 to 15 minutes. And you can do so many things with it. So let me show you some ideas. The theme today is we're really helping you meal plan for the holiday season, right? And you know, you can spend so much time baking bread. I mean, have you truly ever tried to bake bread? I have been with the bakery for almost a decade and finally decided to make my own starter. So it's taken forever. And these ingredients, all that is in all of these loaves is a starter, which is basically flour and water, and then it ferments on the counter. And flour and water and sea salt. And that's it. That's all that's in these breads. So what you're going to get is five packages. All these 5 packages. They're 1 pound loaves each. So this is literally 78 ounces of bread. And you may think, oh my gosh, that's a lot of bread. But the Essential Fresh Seal packaging is going to keep it fresh for up to 6 months in your pantry. But I guarantee it's going to not last that long because you're going to need it for the holiday season. So this is M71039, $41.86, 5 easy pays of $8.36. And don't forget, this is free shipping. And Jonathan's telling me that we have 600 remaining, which, you know, you got to get on that today. Oh, and guess what? I have to tell you about. We have auto delivery on this. So you can get this every 60 days for 1 year. So go ahead and grab that up and give it a try. Um, let's show you some ideas in the sake of meal planning. I have Christmas morning breakfast here. This right here, I made a strata. This whole thing has one of these loaves in it, and it's cheddar cheese, bacon, and spinach. All I did was cube this up, do 6 eggs and some milk, and put all the stuff in it and baked it up. give that a try. And there's tons of recipes online if you just search Christmas morning strata. The other thing that's my favorite that I always love to show is French toast. So note that all of these I did the night before. You can go ahead and slice up the bread and dip it in your French toast. I baked this on a baking sheet pan, and you can have this for Christmas morning, or even serve it for any brunch that you're having people over. I have all the kids, my daughter's coming back from college, my son is going to be home from school. This is a great nice breakfast if you want something a little bit fun and fancy. And then this is one of my favorites. Oh my goodness, this is a pull apart bread. You could search that online too. I just cut up this loaf, melted some butter and garlic, and added my rosemary. I actually used the rosemary loaf for this. So good. Put a bunch of mozzarella cheese. You can do a mixture of cheese and bake that in the oven. For all of these, I use the same baking instructions. So you may ask, do I have to bake it before I make this? No, you don't. You don't have to. I took the partially baked loaf and did it up nicely like this and baked it in the oven for 12 to 15 minutes on 425. And then our classic, I always show this, is the meatball sandwich. It is such a great thing to have for lunches or dinners when you have all these guests coming to stay with you, or you're just needing a nice little lunch before you go to that holiday party. Make up a meatball sandwich. It's super easy. Just bake that in the oven, put some cheese on top, and then appetizers. We are always trying to find new and exciting appetizers. This, I used the French, the French baguettes. These little guys are so cute, and I cut it on the bias. I melted some brie cheese and topped it with marmalade and an almond, and it was great. And then the other two easy things that I always love to show are the pizza. The pizza and the cheesy bread. You just take one of these whole loaves, slice it in half, top it, and bake it, and you're done. Appetizers. So let's take you through what you're going to get, because that's really the most important part. And you're going to get 6 loaves, so 5 packages of USDA certified organic take and bake bread from the Essential Baking Company. This is M71039, $41.80 with 5 easy pays of $8.36. You're going to get sourdough, the 12-hour ferment that reminds us of San Francisco, even though it's a Seattle loaf. You're going to get the rosemary with these hand-picked. We have people that hand-pick these rosemaries, folded in with the sea